Okay, hello everyone. My name is Salvador Salas and I'm going to talk to you about a technical issue I had and that I solved and that I am really proud of. And this is a project I did. It was related to automated NFL web data scraping. And to give you some context, I'm a really big NFL fan. I like football. And in my current job, I joined a competition for NFL picks. Uh, this means that you need to predict um, who will win in each NFL game week by week. And if you predict one game correctly, you get 1 point. So at the end of the season, the person with the most points wins. And of course, there is a prize, and the prize is really interesting because it's cash. Uh, so for this, I used to look at the statistics of the teams. What is their record? Who are they playing against? And another important thing is that I looked at the odds that Las Vegas gives you. This basically means that uh, what the experts think about the most likely outcome of a game. So if one strong team plays one weak team, of course, it's going to be very probable that a strong team will win, of course. So they give you like the odds, how much money would pay if you put some money on it. And don't get me wrong, I was not betting, but I was taking that as a reference because it's, of course, the opinion of some experts. So for this, I have one Excel file where I put all the statistics and I fill it week by week with the team's records, what they're playing against, what is the opinion of the experts, meaning the odds, and how many points they think the game would have. But after a couple of weeks, I was noticing that this operation was very manual, and I told myself, okay, so I know how to code. I like coding. I like automating things, and I can apply um, what I have learned recently in a course I'm taking, a certification actually from Google, which is IT automation with Python. And I learned about interacting with the operating system, opening, reading, writing files, and I also by myself taught me how to do some web data scraping. So at the end, I told myself, hey, let's do some code that automates these tasks. And now I can just leave the code, I can run it, and I can just relax and then wait for the code to do its thing, right? So let me show you what this does. Um, Basically, I run two codes, and this is what I used to do week by week. So I looked at the odds for the away team and the odds for the home team. Negative means it is a favorite one. So for this week 10, Bills was the favorite against the Broncos. And I also check what is the record of the team. So you can see Panthers record is 1 win and 8 losses, and Chicago Bears 3 wins, 7 losses. So you can see Panthers is a very weak team, and at the end they lost actually. I picked Bears and I got 1 point. Um, but yeah, basically this is the result of the code. But the technical issue I had is I encountered some roadblocks during the coding during the programming of this code because I was new for the concept of XPath. Let me talk you about this. So basically, this is one page of some odds, what the experts think about the outcome of some games. And to to retrieve the information from one website, uh, you can use one concept that is called the XPath. Basically, XPath is like the address of every single button, image, information, a menu, or whatever in a website. And you can use that address to locate the information, and then you can extract that information. Uh, it's very similar concept that if you were a mailman and you are going to deliver a package to a house. How do you know where the house is? Well, by the address, of course. So everything has its own XPath. So you can see here, I can click on inspect on the week 10, and it gives me this. So I can inspect it and see it is this. Um, yeah. So I had one issue at the beginning retrieving the odds of who will win, because you can see this page gives you several options, I would say casinos for each game. So you can have lots of odds. Um, so I was trying to solve this by, okay, but how can I do this? How can I do this? Because they share the same XPath. Um, Let me show you very quickly. Okay, so basically they all share this XPath of span class equal to data money line. Um, and if you use that XPath, you can encounter all these starting from for 290, and the next one it will be 315. If I click on inspect this one, you will get the same span class equal to data monoline. So this was one of the first roadblocks I had, um, and the decision I made is that uh, you can tackle one problem in several ways, of course, but you need to think about the outcome. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve with this? Do you want the code to work? Do you want the code to only work once, or only to work uh, after you give it some input, but that will make the code not really automated because it will need like your input. So what I did here is I noticed every time you have 8 values for each team. So I came up with a simple solution of just taking, let me show you, of just use the module operation of of the list of elements I retrieved from the web. So I used this function which is called enumerate, which gives you the number of the item you are, starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, and the item you're accessing in a list. So basically every 8 items you are retrieving the value. So at the end I end up with all the numbers from this green casino, and so it will be consistent because of course they are different between them. So that was one of the roadblocks I did, and I liked that approach of finding simple solutions that worked and that are logical, because I was thinking, okay, but I know it is every 8 items. I have the item that I want, but it should be uh, I don't know, a fancier solution. Uh, but at the end, that's not really the point, in my opinion, because one solution to a problem, it doesn't have to be uh, really rocket science or anything. You need to make it work, and sometimes I would say, I cannot say most of the times, but many times the solution can be as simple as that, and you don't really add that complexity to the code you are writing. And I really liked that, and that was one. The other one was using kind of the same approach, Um, I wanted to retrieve two different informations, but they were in different menus. So I talked to you about the XPath, right? So basically, XPath has this form pretty much, double slash, and then the tag name, and then the attribute equal to a value. But the thing is that I was retrieving some information from this menu, Moneyline, and also from this menu, total. So you can see if you click on one or the other one disappears. So I was retrieving the information, saving it to a variable, and then switching over to a different menu. The thing is that I used Selenium, which is some libraries, a web driver, and when I was storing the information from one menu in a variable and then switching to the other menu, for some reason the variable erased. And this really surprised me because I couldn't find why it happened. Um I tried to look in some forums, but at the end I couldn't find anyone with the same problem. So I was thinking, okay, maybe there is a simple solution for this as the other one, the each 8 items. So I was thinking, um, okay, so I was first starting to retrieve all the information, store it in variables, and then applying the next steps, iterating over each of the items in the list, and then modifying them to be readable and so on. So I was thinking, okay, if I switch the order of them, it keeps happening. If I give the web page some seconds to load, it keeps happening. So at the end, I end up with a simple solution of just retrieving the information, applying the steps, and then retrieving the next information from the other menu, and then applying the steps of iterating over the list. And it worked. It worked at the first try, and I was really happy because again, simple solutions, in my opinion, are better because they are less complex to the code and more scalable, to implement. And I can give you one example of how this code works. So I have basically two scripts, NFL get odds and NFL get records. Records is the one that gives you how many wins and losses it has. But the get odds, I modified the path to put it here in this very same folder, so I can run it. It's get odds, and you can see I'm not doing anything. It is fully automated, and it is finishing. It prints here what is each matchup, and it gives us this file, matches and odds. So you can see here, um, this is an Excel file, well, it's a CSV file, but you can see the team name, the odds, the other team name, the odds, and the points the experts think this game will have. Uh, so yes, it gives you pretty much this view I'm showing. Um, this is pretty much what I did. I wanted to show this project because for me it's a very special one. Uh, um, Most of the time you enter some contests of coding and they give you a specific goal, they give you some specific rules and some um, given inputs that the inputs are going to stay within some range. But when you do something by yourself, you are the one who sets the goals. So I wanted to do this for me, for the Salvador of the future, and I'm not really lying, but after 10 weeks, I'm the first place in this competition. So thank you for listening, and you have a nice day.